much for your input in the beginning of our meeting. It was really interesting, but also a bit challenging to sit and listen to everything that you said. So I was wondering if you could share with us, just with a few words, 2 or 3 key moments or key learnings when we talk about decolonization.
Okay, I had to prepare for that. Now, I think to be aware of the problem is a key moment when we speak about decolonizing. So for some people, it came through awareness of their color. It's not easy for a white person to discover that she's white, because white is normal, it's natural. It's not, I have also met some people, black, who discovered their black color very late, at 20 or 25. And to discover what social play is implied by this color is something important. This is first key moment. Second key moment maybe is to understand the mechanisms which are used by the domination people, the dominant people, because they use nearly the same mechanism. We can describe maybe 10, 15, at most 20 mechanisms. So to discover this mechanism and discuss about them with other people like us, it makes people feel like less, feel less loneliness. At
So it's interesting from your experience and the trainings that you've done, what do you see in organizations? What is necessary to change there when it comes to the narrative?
Okay. For me, first thing to change is the way that organizations are managed. Okay. It's often a very liberal way, and in this liberal hierarchy, there is nearly always at the top a white man, and then other white men with maybe you will see more and more brown people who are executant, who can be valued as executant, but they still are executant. If I look at some professions like a medical doctor was really a profession which was really valued, but then now, as there are less white men doctors and more brown men doctors, or women, brown and white, then we see this profession less valued unless you are at the top. But at the top you will find mostly white men. So all these things regarding how to change things is to break this hierarchy. And one proposition in my organization is to have horizontal gestion horizontal management. I don't like the word management in English because it implies also liberal organization, but then we are all implied in decision. It was the only way we found to break this hierarchy thing, because at the end,
In order to achieve that, then we to directions to decolonize visa mechanism and funding mechanisms. Do you have any recommendations for us, or something that comes to your mind that we should definitely not miss and we should focus on when it comes to advocating for our causes?
Okay, visa mechanism. how to advocate for visa mechanism.
To
I
remove.
have, for me, visa has no sense. But then, if I speak about this, I will be treated as idealistic person. I feel like really humanity must move wherever she wants, wherever one wants can go. And I think it will be also the beginning of a solution for all migration. If I know that I can come back to Belgium whenever I want, I'm not sure I will settle in Belgium. I mean, unless I have a work. But then it's normal if I have a work in Belgium, in Algeria, or in Zimbabwe that I stay there for some time. So, okay, for maybe doing some study, some prospective study to show how we can gain as a humanity to cancel all this visa policy, for me will be a really good horizon. But then I don't know if advocacy can touch to this. This is for visa thing. For funding, it's rather complex because money is the privilege of white people, and then they accept to share it with you. As long as this mechanism is only an acceptance mechanism, not a right, then it will be difficult. So advocacy should maybe focus on point. I don't know if it can help.
Okay, thank you. And like I said, I feel, and probably a lot of people can relate, it can be really emotionally challenging to just sit with this topic and even start a conversation and then continue it. It can be really emotionally overwhelming. So, what do you usually do in such situations? How do you encourage people to keep going and dig deeper when you see that someone is hesitating?
It depends. It depends. It depends of the main group of the person. I mean, this second case, if I come from a group of dominating people, for example, I'm a man, and as a man, I know that historically men are dominating women. It's a fact. We can discuss during 10 months, it's a fact. Okay. I feel like, for me, it's important to tell my friends, women friends, that I'm an ally in their fight. And I ask a lot about their fight for their right and for equality. And I'm at their disposal to defend what they think is important to gain more rights and go to equality. I cannot fight at their place because I'm not legitimate enough. I'm legitimate to build equality in the society, but not alone with women. If not, I will be told that it's not right what I'm doing, right? So this question is first insight about how can I, as a dominant, be an ally. I have to break all domination mechanisms around me, not in New York or in Tokyo, but around me, in my institution, in my family, and with my friends. How we can laugh at women and not at men. How we can be sarcastical with women and not with men. How we can break any idea presented by a women colleague and not by a man colleague, and so on and so forth. Second things, which is in my view important if people come from dominating group, is to try to build an alternative to what we call in French culpabilité. I don't know, culpability in English, if we say this. No, I feel guilty. I feel guilty of something, I feel guilty of colonialism. I feel guilty of domination of women. I think we must go out from the tension between feeling guilty and feeling innocent. It doesn't make sense to say I'm innocent or I'm guilty. I'm guilty of nothing and I'm innocent of nothing. But then I use the concept of a thinker called Donna Haraway, which is non-innocence. In French, we call it like this, non-guiltiness. I don't know if the word exists. But that means precisely that I'm aware of a situation and I create the conditions. If I'm, for from the group who is dominating, I create the conditions that the persons of the dominated group don't feel threatened by my presence, by my act, by my words. So if I'm at 3 in the morning in the street and there is a woman just in front of me, I know from my friends that women are afraid of men during the evenings when they walk. Okay, I will change the street, for example, just to make her feel safe about my presence. I have not to judge her fear about that. Okay, if the person comes from the brown group, this is the first case I have spoken about, then it's something else. Maybe recognizing the suffering without judging and listening to what people are saying can be enough at the beginning. Not explaining what they must feel, but they feel, I have to listen. They say things. If women are explaining the domination of men, I don't have to explain to them that, no, they don't have to feel like that. I just have to listen to what's happening and which kind of relations are built. And maybe afterwards, build together solutions. And that's it.
Thank you.